Hello and welcome to Talk of Good Games match preview. West Ham United against Fulham as Graham Potter takes charge for the first time at the London Stadium. Gonzo, before we discuss Potter and what we think he should do with his sparse squad, can we talk about Fulham? What's your thoughts on them?
Yeah, brilliant. Just brilliant. I think they're amazing, really. As I often say, they've got an owner there who's probably had to realign his expectations. I've no doubt he bought Fulham for the location with the idea of moving them to Wembley. It's a prime location, that, by the way. Bishop's Park, right next to Putney Bridge. That is some serious real estate, as they would call it. And yeah, so for him to not get that and then think, okay, well, I'm just going to run the club then, I think it's pretty good. And he's what I'll be for Fulham. Bit of a bad name at the moment, Mohamed Al Fayed, but I think it'd be for Fulham to say whether they thought he was a better owner than Fayed was. But I think he's allowed the manager to manage, and I think they've got a great manager there, absolutely brilliant manager. Right, so much of this stuff is right club at the right time, and we've seen it ourselves with Potter. We don't know whether Potter's going to be good for West Ham yet, or whether West Ham had a right club and he's the right manager. But he certainly was the wrong manager or whatever, the right manager at the wrong time for Chelsea, whatever you want to say. And I just think they got Silva at exactly the right time, and sometimes you get these combinations are a match made in heaven. As I understand it, I don't know if this has changed in the last few months, but he was not a great promoter of youth. So I think he manages to cobble things together, bring in some signings, make some gel. He's got a real identity about his team now. They can play sort of fast flowing football, or they can be really pragmatic and try and sit back and defend. So there's lots to like, really, about Fulham.
Yeah, stable, a stable Premier League club. It wasn't that long ago that they got promoted, but it feels like they've been here for so long because of how solid they are as a Premier League club. You look at the squad; it's a Premier League squad. They're currently ninth in the table. They've got no fears of relegation again, and they've got a small outside chance of. I say small. No, scrap that. They've got a chance of European football actually. But the stability that they've got at that club now means I think they can be ambitious. When you're a newly promoted team, you feel like you have to spend money to try and stay in the division. But once you've done that, I think it becomes quite difficult. It's like, right, okay, do we continue to spend? Or how long are we going to be in the Premier League for? And because you don't know, because you are one of the relegation candidates, I think it makes it difficult to plan. But I think because of where Fulham are now, they know they'll be in the Premier League next season. So this January transfer window, if they wish to spend money, they can do that. They know they're here. Even going into the summer, they know they will likely be in the Premier League the following season. And I see them now as one of those clubs that won't be in danger of relegation. And, in the summer, they might have a small outside chance of European football. But it allows them to get the checkbook out and bring in big players, but also be ambitious. And I think we've seen that in the summer when they went and got Smith Rowe. I thought, wow, okay, there's a signing of intent, but they didn't stop there. They went and got Anderson back. They went and got Reece Nelson on loan from Arsenal, which I thought was a clever signing to make. This window, I've seen them linked to some big players. I think, wow, that would be a big signing for Fulham, but they can do that because they know they're going to have Premier League football. I think Silva's a brilliant manager, and when we were linked to him very briefly before Potter came, I laughed at it. There's no chance he's going to come to West Ham. Why would he leave Fulham, which is, like you said, right club, but it suits him. He suits them. They suit him. And Fulham, at this point in time, right now, are in a better position than West Ham are in terms of the league, but also just that stability off the pitch. They've got it. We do not. We don't even know who's in charge of the January transfer window, and it's the 13th of January. That's West Ham United. Fulham don't have that. I've got nothing against them. So I hope they manage to continue to go and do what they're doing. But can they get European football going? So sitting ninth in the league at the minute, there is a decent enough chance that eighth will get European football next season. So could you see Fulham playing Thursday nights?
Yeah, I can, and well, let's not forget they've got there before, haven't they? When under old Roy. So Yeah, why not? Why not? I think they've got. Will they? I don't know. It's tough. It's highly contested. There's some good teams vying for that, and other teams that I mean, Brentford. Brentford and Bournemouth. These are teams I'm not unfamiliar with. Funny, obviously, I lived down in Bournemouth for a period of time, but my great uncle was a director of Brentford, but also because half my family are from East London, half from West London, so my brother is a QPR fan. And it's just funny seeing Brentford and Fulham above QPR, and QPR doing so badly now. So it's weird even to talk about them in these contexts, but you have to, because they can. It is going to be hotly contested, but I certainly see Fulham going to have some right old swashbuckling results between now. They'll lose games, they'll draw games that maybe they'll think they should win. But make no mistake about it, watching Fulham's probably a pretty damn good season ticket at the moment, because they'll thump a team that are expected to beat them this season, and they'll probably do it in quite flowing style. All that will be, but it would not surprise me if you pick up the paper one day and it says Fulham have beaten Arsenal, or Fulham have beaten Liverpool, or whatever the case may be, and obviously West London rivals Chelsea there or something. Honestly, Fulham can do. They'll pick up results. They can do, will they? I don't know. It's so tight in there, Gio, but they certainly can.
The most surprising thing about what you just said is that you'd pick up a paper.
Well, anyway, it was a turn of phrase, a complete lie. I can't remember the last time I saw one.
Do you think they will then? Prediction time. Let's just say 8th is European football. Do you think they'll?
I'll tell you what I'm going to do, Gio. I know we normally have a little bit more flow to the thing. I'm actually going to. I've already looked at it today. Let me just have a look at this league table, and it's 8th, yeah, 8th at a push, definitely 7th, possibly 8th, right?
Definitely. Well, at the minute it's definitely 5th, but it's very likely 6th. Incredibly, probably 7th, and it depends on who wins the FA Cup. So we can't say.
I'm going to say no, because it's highly likely to be 7th, and I think Villa will nick it. Also, you've got Bournemouth in there as well. That being said, Bournemouth are suffering a little bit of an injury crisis. What I will say is, if they have a really good January, they can get European football. And I think if you ask me this question on whatever the 1st of February, then I will I'll have more of an idea. But they can do, certainly.
I'll say no as well, just because I think there's a lot of good teams in it, but I think they'll certainly have top half football. So I think where they are at the minute, 9th, 10th, is where I think they'll finish up. Too many draws, I think. Too many draws. I feel like every game I watch Fulham play, it ends in a draw of some description. And he's made an interesting tactical switch recently. Silva going to 3 at the back rather than his sort of like 4-2-3-1, which has yielded a lot of success at Fulham recently. He's gone to that additional centre back, which is beneficial for some players like Robinson, who one of the best left backs in the league, is getting further up the pitch and could pick up even more assists for him. He's got Jimenez scoring goals, which I think has always been Fulham's biggest problem since Mitrovic left, really, is they haven't replaced him. They haven't got back goal scorer. Muniz had his purple patch last season, didn't he? Came from nowhere, one player of the month, kept on scoring, then just never he hasn't really done much this season. Jimenez has now got a few goals recently, 2 penalties against Ipswich Town, another draw. It was a good game to watch, but another draw, and one that I think Fulham will be disappointed to not win that game, because like you said, they're capable of giving those at the top of the table a bloody nose, but then they're capable of dropping points at home to those in the relegation zone. And I think that's the lack of consistency, I think, is what this is going to sound a while. It's what could cost Fulham European football. But I think if you said that to Fulham fans at start seeing, I think they might have taken it. Going, oh, what? Only 10th? We'll make do with that one.
Yeah.
But a club looking up rather than down. Final question, please, Meyer.
Yeah, Robinson, as you say, they're very good. Absolute handful. Obviously, Traore, I always find him a menace and hard to play against. And you can have a little laugh at that. You chuckle away, you lot. Yeah, I think he's good. Pereira, I like Pereira. I don't know what I've done with him. Lots of them, Gio. I think they've got a good team. There's players at Fulham I'd absolutely take at West Ham. Traore would probably be starting up front in this game if we had him on our books, put it that way.
Yeah, I think still a fan of Calvin Bassey. I am. He's looking good. I think Anderson's a very clever signing for them, though, and one of the better centre backs in the league. And I don't think he gets enough credit, Anderson. I don't feel like he gets quite enough praise. His long ball distribution is up there with the best players. Never mind centre backs, the best players. I think Robinson's one of the best left backs in the league. I think when we did the Fulham Preview earlier in the season, I said I think Robinson is the best left back in the league. And I stand by that. I think the only reason I'm not saying he's the best one anymore is because I'm a big fan of Lewis Hall. I think and I think Kirk has at Bournemouth too. I think they both up their game this season as well. But yeah, lots of players. There will be someone that I've never been taken by him. You know, when he went to Everton, I thought, bloody hell. And I still don't think he was that good at Everton, but he's found a home at Fulham. And I have to say, this season, I think he's been excellent for them whenever I've tuned in. And he's the danger man, because I think Pereira's gone off. I don't know what's going on with Pereira and Fulham. He's really gone off the boil. I've been seeing him link with moves away, and he's not starting at the minute. Lukic and Kearney in midfield, and then they've obviously got Berger there as well when he's fit. Good team for them. Right, moving on to West Ham. There's more players missing than available, really. It certainly feels like. Before we do, just want to point in the direction of our video sponsors, Match Bingo. This is the app that combines watching football with the traditional game of bingo. You will get 15 events you need to occur, but you don't need them all to happen because it pays out first line as well as second line and end of full house. £250 up for grabs in this match. Plus, they've got the promotion on. You buy 4 cards, you will get your 5th card for free, but it's only £2 per play. However, they've updated their app in the last month, and there's new games on there, including the Spain-England Euro Championship final, with £1,000 prize pot up for grabs. Once the cards have all sold out, they will play the game. So they need the cards to be sold out in order before it goes ahead. But £1,000 up for grabs. You can download the Match Bingo app by using the link in description or the pinned comments of this video. It is a gambling app, 18 plus and over, UK only. Please do gamble responsibly. However, that's something they take into consideration when building this app, hence why it's only £2 per go. Gonzo, would you like some West Ham team news?
No, but go on. You'll have to give it to us anyway.
I'm going to do my best. Obviously, Mikel Antonio's out. Jared Bowen is out. Niklas Füllkrug is now also injured. He's out for about 3 months. Jean-Claude Todibo is unlikely to be available for this one. We got, last week it was reported he'd gone back to France for treatment. He was nowhere to be seen in the Aston Villa game. So I'm going to say you're not allowed him for this preview.
Okay.
Maybe he's available. Graham Potter will tell us differently in his press conference. There is question marks over Emerson, who's missed the last couple of games. Areola, who's absent on Friday night. Mavropanos went off injured. Somerville went off injured. However, Potter said after the game it was a precautionary sub. Yep. So you can have, I'm going to let you have all those 4 players, okay? So you can have Emerson, Areola, Mavropanos, and Somerville for this preview. What myself and Gonzo are to discuss now is a team we want to see, not what we think Graham Potter will do. That could be a separate discussion. So Gonzo, with everything said and done, who would you like to see in goal and your defence, please?
Oh, this is tough. I think this might be the toughest one this season. So I've got me trusty pen, and my pen's got more substitutes and reserves than West Ham have at the moment. So if my ink runs out, I'm all right. I'm going to play Fabianski in goal. So I think that's the first thing. I'm not entirely sure what I saw against Aston Villa, but I'm going to go that it was. I know it changed whether in possession or out of possession, so I'm going to call it wing backs. All right, and that's what we're going to do. So I'm actually going to go with Aaron Wan-Bissaka as the right central defender. I'm going to go with Alvarez as the central defender, and I'm going to go with Kilman as the left central defender.
I'm also we have a different central centre defender. I will also go with Fabianski and go Wan-Bissaka and Kilman either side. And I'm putting Keelan Casey in there. And listen, I know it's a bold call, okay? It is a bold call, but he's got 2 very experienced players either side of him, Wan-Bissaka and Kilman. These are not youngsters. These are players that are played for numerous seasons in the Premier League, so he's got that. He's got Fabianski and goal behind him as well. He's got, in my team, he will have 2 very experienced players in front of him, so he's surrounded by good players. I don't want to see Mavropanos. Put it this way: why would you not play Casey in case he makes a mistake? Okay, Mavropanos is going to make one. Okay, so if you select Mavropanos, you're picking a centre back that is almost guaranteed to make possibly a match-defining error. He's okay in some games, but he's just got that thing about him that you're not confident. He makes you nervous, and he makes us nervous. He must make others nervous as well. Casey, is he good enough? I don't know. But what I do know is he's been training with the first team all season. So that's 4 or 5 months he's had on the training pitch with these players in the games and stuff on the training pitch. He will be playing alongside Kilman. He will be playing alongside Wan-Bissaka. The only thing new will be he'll be doing it on the actual pitch. It's a home game as well. He will have the support. All his scouts mentioned the support he got by the away fans at Villa Park. You could hear it. They were singing his name. It helped him. I think the home fans will help Casey through this one. So I think this is an opportunity to put him in. We're down to the bare bones a little bit. Try him. If we lose, it's not the end of the world. So I would put Casey in. It depends how you want to do this. Do you want to do wing backs? Do you want to go do your midfield? What would you?
Well, I don't even know what's going on. I'll try and make it as easy to explain as I can. I wouldn't even embarrass myself by putting my bit of paper up to the screen. So in the position that Somerville played against Aston Villa, I'm going to play Robinson. Okay, I think he is the most natural player I can think of on West Ham books who can play like Somerville played. In fact, they're so similar. It's ridiculous. So I think that's the natural shoe in there. So if we're considering our wing backs our midfielders for this instance, if you like, I would play Souček and Soler in the middle. So Soler is playing where Alvarez was because Alvarez dropped into back three, and I'll play Ollie Scholes in exactly the same position that Ollie Scholes played in against Aston Villa.
I just want you to talk me through the rest of the team now then. So if my numbers are right, you've got 3 more players, sort of 2.
I had to count, it's true.
2 number 10s if you want,
yes.
And then a striker. So who are you putting in those positions?
Well, Paqueta's playing in the number 10 that he played in the other day. He's still probably on the floor lying there now, actually. Probably just carry on as you were. I will be playing Somerville in the position that Mohamed Kudus played in the game against Aston Villa. And Mohamed Kudus will be playing in the position that Nicholas Fulkrug played in for 13 minutes.
I've got you. I can visualize.
Thank you. I hope you might be the only one.
I can visualize it. I might even try and edit a graphic together so people, if I've done it right, you can see what Gonzo wants the team to look like on your screen now, and mine will be up in a couple of minutes' time. I would go with Alvarez and Souček in midfield for this one. I think they both did all right against Aston Villa. Were they, man of match contenders? No, but I don't think they were bad either. Fulham's they're a hard-working side, but I think they'd be okay in the team for this game, Souček and Alvarez. So I'd continue with that. We need some consistency with the lineup selection, so I'm trying to change as little as possible here to some extent. I would keep Somerville where he was. I thought he was fantastic against Villa, a man and match worthy until he was forced off with an injury. So I don't want to change it. More of that, please. If you could repeat that performance. Robinson, Fulham's Robinson is excellent, and that would give Somerville an immediate opponent if Silva continues with 3 at the back.
Yeah.
And I want Somerville against him because you get that wrong. I think Fulham will harm us. Robinson will harm us.
I've got Robinson against Robinson.
I know you do. That's why I had to say Robinson of Fulham. Just to avoid confusion. Paqueta, where and what he did against Villa until he started rolling around on the deck. If you can take his diving and cheating out, then hopefully we'll have the fantastic Paqueta back. It's the striker position. I agree with you. It's got to be Kudus. It can't be anyone else. Ings is the only senior alternative in terms of position, but I want to see him. So Kudus up there, which Ben has a vacancy in Kudus's position, and I'm going to put Guilherme in there. We paid 25 million for him. He's looked bright in some games. He's come on. In other games, he's got some token gesture minutes, and we've not seen much of him. When a bit like what I did with Soler and Rodriguez, I've never heard of Guilherme before we signed him. So I was right, okay, I'm going to listen to people that have and see what they say, and I'm going to not form an opinion, but I'm going to educate myself based on their opinions and what I could perhaps expect from Guilherme. A bit like when Soler, they said, oh, he can play central midfield, number 10. But when we played him left wing, I got a bit confused because no one said he could play left wing. Why are we playing him left wing?
There's a reason.
Well, with Guilherme, he could play on the right or he can play central. Okay, I'll take that. Well, I'm going to play him right up the central. Kudus had a really prime position, I think, against Aston Villa. One with very little defensive responsibilities, actually. It's a bit of a privilege to have a role like that in a football team.
Yeah.
And when you put someone like Kudus in, I want to see a performance that justifies that. But with Guilherme, I think it's a role that basically we're giving you the best possible environment to succeed here. So you don't have to track anyone back. Somerville's doing that. Paqueta's doing that. Don't worry about it. Your defensive responsibilities are pretty low. What we're looking for you is to influence the game going forward. And if people are correct with their evaluation of him, which is he's quick, he's tricky, he's good on the ball, this position could work out for him. So I put Guilherme in there. So I appreciate I've got 3 youngsters, you've got 2, but it's needs must. Potter's got a bit of a difficult gig here.
We have 3 players who can. I'm going to take Ings. It's not an insult to Ings. I'm just telling you how things are. If you were to ask West Ham fans who realistically you would like to play up front, it would be Antonio, it would be Fulkrug, and some would say Bowen because he's played there. They're all out. They are all out. The £35 million defender is out. His understudy, Mavropanos, is out. He's got a front line that's decimated. He doesn't have anyone. Take Ings out of it, and Ings doesn't count. I'm sorry, he doesn't. He doesn't have a recognised striker who West Ham fans would say, this our guy that gets our goals. It's not Fulkrug, it's not Antonio, it's not Bowen. The defence has been decimated as well. He's got a very, very, very tough job, and he's not been helped because he really should have been put in. You know, you've said it, everyone's said it. He should have been put in before the Leicester game, really, if that's who we were going with. If rumours to be believed that we were talking to him, then give him half a chance. He's firefighting at the moment. He's doing it with a little bucket as well. He's not even given a hose, which is an interesting picture. But anyway, yeah, tough for him.
Yeah, I feel really sorry for him, to be honest with you. His hands forced a little bit, and this is hopefully Emerson and Mavropanos are deemed fit enough. Otherwise, the bench is going to look very scarce too. You know, against Aston Villa, we had two injuries, not 3, 4. We had 2 injuries, and it completely killed. The first one really impacted us with things replacing Fulkrug, and the second one absolutely killed us. Yeah, this could be slim pickings for Potter. We've done our team on the assumption Somerville's past fit. There's a possibility that he's unavailable, and God knows what I'd do if that's the case. But he's really up against it. I feel a little bit sorry for him, actually. We can't, if we sign someone, by the way, before the Fulham game, they can't play with past the deadline, so there's no new signing for this game. Hopefully they can get someone in for the Crystal Palace game at the weekend, because we need reinforcements here, and that's just to stay where we are. We're 14th in the league. We need players, a couple of players in to stay 14th in the league. It's not even to try and get 8th or anything like that. It's just to hold,
not get relegated.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So this is bad. I'm looking forward to the game, but the thing that's preventing me from being excited for the game is the players available, or should I say the players that aren't available. We've got if you were to take the players available and those not, and compile 2 teams, the team that's not available would possibly beat the team that is. That's where we are at West Ham. Are you feeling optimistic, Gonzo? How's your fruitiness?
Oh yeah, but it's fine. But it's not indexed to what I think the result will be. I mean, I've got long term fruitiness actually, rather than no short term arousement at the moment. I've got to say, because I am worried about this game. Yeah, I think it's going to be very, very hard to get a result. Oh my goodness, over to you.
Yeah, I'm feeling optimistic but not confident, and this isn't my feeling isn't a reflection of the manager. It's just a reflection of the situation we're in, and the squad Potter's been dealt. It's a bad hand he's been given by Lopetegui and West Ham United, and there is elements of bad luck in here. It's not that, Tadibo being injured, for example. I'm not really blaming anyone for that. It's just bad luck. And then Mavropanos is injured. It's just bad luck. So it's a tough gig for him.
Yeah.
But I do think there's an element of, you did your video, is it bad recruitment or is it bad luck? And I think both is my answer. I think there's an element of both. Like Jared Bowen being injured, the guy doesn't get injured at all. He runs around on fields in the summer, that have had potatoes in them and whatever. His ankles can withstand that. So, but he's out. So it's just unfortunate. Michael Antonio slammed his car into a tree. That's not bad recruitment. It's bad luck on West Ham's part.
Yeah.
But so I'm looking forward to the game, Gonzo, but I'm not feeling too optimistic. We're coming up against a really good, well-organised team who have a lot of players available. At the minute, I'm hoping that we can become a well-organised team, and that's what I'm looking forward on Tuesday night. What can Potter show me that I can take into the Crystal Palace game? So I'm not writing this one off, but I'm not expecting 3 points. Any final words from yourself, please, and your all-important score prediction?
Yeah, I just think if he is able to get West Ham scoring in this game, it'd be quite miraculous. I think he has had the rug pulled out from underneath him, and through bad luck and not bad preparation, but bad luck and him not being put in situ early enough. But this is an age-old thing where we act very, very slowly on these things, and so for that reason, I think it's going to be really hard to keep them out. They've got a really experienced team. These are hard players to play against, and Robinson running down that side. Even if it was at Somerville, that's a tough gig for him. That really is. We'd have to go the other direction, keep him penned back. It's going to be a really busy day. We're not going to be relying on people like Aaron Wan-Bissaka to really dig us out of a hole in this one. And I think when you've got someone like Jimenez who's going to be playing against a makeshift defence, I think, he's all right. He's had his ups and downs. He's had his injury to put him out for a while, but he's a wily old fox, and he knows how to score goals. He is a striker who knows how to score. I think that makes it tough, and I think that they've got, as you say, Anderson shouldn't be underrated. They paid £30 million for him. They gave Palace an offer that they couldn't refuse. They've got really, really good players here, and even someone like it's tough. Someone like we laugh at Traore and all the rest of it. He is fast as hell. He's got a trick. He's very, very strong. It'd be a really hard day at the office for someone like Scarles. I just can't see us. I just don't think we're ready. We're just not ready yet. That being said, I do think we bring in a striker and we bring in a midfielder, get Bowen back. I think we become a real hard. We're a pain in the ass for other teams. I'm quite sure that in a month's time, there'll be teams thinking, why couldn't we got West Ham? Why couldn't we play West Ham in January? Why are we playing them now in February when they're starting to hit their stride? So I think it will come. I think it will happen. It's too early. We've just been dealt too many blows. It's really, really hard. I think we're probably. I don't even think we'll score. If we did, it might maybe Kudus will grab a goal or something. But I think it's going to be hard. I think we'll probably lose 3-1, something like that.
I think we're coming up against a well-oiled machine, and it's a team that they've had too many draws recently. I think Silva will be looking at this as an opportunity to rock up at the London Stadium, keep it tight, make it difficult for us to break down and score, try and get their goal and get back to Craven Cottage with 3 points. And I think they're going to do it. I struggle to see us scoring a goal. It depends on Somerville. It's difficult to really gauge your optimism for the match, not knowing if he's playing or not playing, because I think he was our best player in the first half against Aston Villa. And I think we were dreadful in the second half without him. So he's clearly an important player, which is mental considering he's barely played all season. He's been in and out of the team and whatnot, but that's where we are at the minute. So I think we're going to lose 1-0. I think we're going to come up against a side that just wants you said it at the start, Fulham can be pragmatic. If they do go three centre-backs, even if they don't, they can switch to 3 centre-backs later on in the game and play a back five and say, what you got? When I'm looking at the players available, our striker, and this is where when we do our score prediction, you have to second guess what the manager's going to do a little bit. Forget what you want to see. You're predicting the score. I think he might play Ings up front, I think he will. I think he will go for that. I think if Somerville's out, I think the likelihood is we might see WHUFUL come into the team rather than Guilherme or Sola or whatever. I think it might be WHUFUL. And if that's the case, I think we're going to get battered down that side with Robinson. So this is where I'm predicting, and my prediction is that, listen, under Lopetegui, we couldn't defend and we couldn't attack. Under Potter, in this game, I think we might be a bit better at defending and a bit better attacking, but the personnel makes it almost impossible to come up with something in an attacking sense. You've got Kudus and Paqueta, but you might have Ings, and that's it. There's no other attacking player on the pitch. Defensively, we might have one centre-back in Kilman, and then it might be WHUFUL playing right centre-back next to him. No one wants to see that. WHUFUL doesn't want to see that. So, yeah, I think just because of the situation we're in with our injuries and lack of transfers thus far, and Graham Potter, come to kick-off, he's still only been here for Thursday, Friday, 6 days. He's not even been here a week yet. Yeah. It's difficult. So 1-0 Fulham. Anyway, thank you very much for joining us on this preview. If you've enjoyed it, please do let us know by clicking thumbs up underneath the video. It helps us out, subscribe, have a chat, and get involved in the comments below. What team do you want to see? How are you feeling ahead of the game against Fulham? And what's your score prediction? Let us know in the comments. Myself and Gonzo. Catch you in a bit.